It's time to do the differences between UK and Toronto that I have personally noticed based on my experience. I've been there 3 times. That's not that much, I'm just saying. So here we pre-drink at someone's house because drinks are expensive, okay? And we don't want to have to try to get drunk while we're out. We're getting drunk before we go, and then we're going out. In the UK, they go to a pub for their pre-drink. They love their pubs. They're not like bars here. It's totally different. They have a very specific look, a very specific vibe. They also go to the pub on Christmas Eve and spend it with their friends. It's really fun. It's so cute. And they do Christmas Day with their family. I've also gone to a pub with the wedding party before the wedding and the morning after the wedding. We all went to a pub. They're serious about their pubs. Their trains are incredible. You can use them to get anywhere. Their transit system in general is much better than ours. Let's just compare their subway map. We would call it subway. They would call it the tube. So this is ours in Toronto. If you live here, you know why it's pretty shit in comparison to other places. This is theirs. A lot more options here. And then this is ours for the GO train. And then this is the map that includes their trains. I can't even compare. Pudding isn't really pudding. Like, you know when you hear Christmas pudding or Yorkshire pudding? I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Yorkshire pudding. My boyfriend's going to see this and laugh at me. It's not the pudding that we're thinking of. I guess this is like more of a Canadian thing, not just Toronto. If you're from Canada or the US, when you think of pudding, you probably think of this. But when they say pudding, it's this. It's like a cake, a fruit cake. They're like, oh, it's time for the Christmas pudding. And they bring it out. And I'm like, where's the pudding? Same with this. This doesn't look like pudding. It's literally like a pastry cup and then they like pour gravy into it. That's not pudding to me. Going to a cottage isn't really much of a thing. Like, you know how when we want to get out of the city, we go to Muskoka. Like, we go to a cottage with our friends. We go by the lake. They don't really do that, but I mean, they have better options than we do. Like, they can just go to Spain for the weekend. So I'm not jealous. I'm not bitter about that. When I told my boyfriend's friends that I love cottages and going to the cottage and all this, they were like, cottaging? Do you know what that means? Yeah, I didn't. Okay. And I Googled it and it's not what I was talking about. You can Google it if you want. Food is insanely cheaper. It actually makes me cry. Like, when I go to the grocery store, it is so exciting for me because everything is so much cheaper than it is here. Here in Canada, in Toronto, we get absolutely destroyed when it comes to food. Literally just compare like Ontario grown strawberries, $9. They can get the same amount for like £2.